Ladies and gentlemen, now today we've got the first major event in the global version of Ni no Kuni Crossworlds, which is the legendary Ancient Genie episode. So initially when you log in today, you should actually get like a cinematic cutscene that plays that kind of introduces you to the story and like sets the tone a little bit. And then in the top left-hand corner, you should have a pink quest, which kind of like takes you around like Southern Heartlands, the sewers, a few early areas, just to uncover some of the cultist disciples of the genie and just like introduce you to the story. And then after that you get like a short like mini comic thing that plays for about 2 minutes, and then you should be able to get the reputation stuff that actually unlocks the first single player dungeon. So essentially you just got to follow the story until you unlock the one player dungeon, and then you get to do one run in this, just to introduce you to the genie boss fight. Again, this one is like really easy, and once you've done one run of the single player dungeon, you never want to do that one again, because in comparison to the 5-player dungeon, the rewards are really bad. So once you've done the 1-player dungeon once, you essentially just want to ignore it. Now, what you're looking to collect from this point onwards is the resource for the event. So if you open up your medal shop and go to Dust Syndicate, here you can see the Dust Syndicate medals. So there is like a limit. I don't know if this resets on a daily or weekly basis that you can get, but you can see my limit is like 450. I've already got 285 of these just by killing monsters that kind of spawn off killing general monsters either in the open world or the chaos fields. Done a bit of farming in chaos fields this morning. So yeah, it seems like you actually get these tokens really quickly. But then there's also additional tokens you can get by meeting, interrogating, or following certain NPCs in the open world. Because these kind of, these Dust Syndicate members, they appear in all sorts of like really random places. They're kind of hidden in objects in the open world. And I'll show you a couple of examples. Again, just killing stuff and also farming in normal world, and also chaos fields, they will drop. But also 2 additional places is they're like disguised as objects. So if you go past an object and that object is talking, you can smash that object, and it's gonna spawn one of them there. So you can see, yeah, we spawned one, and I believe these are always going to be equal to your level. So you can see level 92, I'm level 92 there. So yeah, defeating one of those gives me 10 of the medals. And then if we go outside, and it's just important to note that these ways of getting this resource are here, due to the fact that they're also like achievements on the pass as well. Now, the next thing you have is like strange or mysterious characters in the open world. So you can interrogate them and see if they are a disguised member of the genie cult. So this alpaca is not. However, this mysterious merchant, the suspicious merchant, may be. Yeah, it seems like he's already given himself away here. So this one is a actually have a different element here. So yeah, we'll just change over to the water set. But you can see, yeah, just interrogating, and there's also like a slightly different drop pool, again, of like 50 per day from interrogations, and like 450 from farming mobs in Chaos Field. And again, I'm not 100% sure if that like scales or doesn't scale based on the level. But yeah, those are the ways to get this resource, and this resource is very important because it allows you to buy the entry tickets into the Ancient Genie dungeon, so you can get up to 7 of these every single week. So yeah, just farming the 500 again gives you all you need there. And also, in addition, in this store, there's also the Servant's Lamp page, which is a really good thing to buy, because this is going to basically unlock the puzzle, where you can get like a huge amount of additional stats and also crit from this event as well. So it's just like a standard Tetro puzzle. And then you've also got a 4-star version of Toko, which is 600, and then you've got a 4-star version of Toko, which drops off the biscuits, which drops off the genie in the dungeon. And yeah, there's also like additional stuff you can get, but to be honest, like a lot of this stuff like really isn't that great. Like look at this one, it's like a 3-star accessory for 300. I mean, maybe if you're like nothing else to spend it on, but this is like, it's pretty trash, at least in my opinion. Then you've got like a I think it's a 1-star bean pod. So yeah, a lot of this stuff just doesn't really seem worth it. I think, buying the book, buying the entry tickets, buying Toko, and then, if you want like a premium puzzle pack as well, You know, maybe seems like the way to go, but everything else like is very, very underwhelming there. So yeah, that's essentially where you get your additional entry tickets. So that kind of covers the next part. So again, you can load up to 7 of those, and then go in the 5-player dungeon for Dust Genie Normal. Now, keep in mind, in 2 weeks' time, there is going to be a hard mode dungeon that comes, and the max difficulty of the normal one, suggested CP, is about 500,000. And in comparison to a lot of other stuff, the damage, like, really isn't that significant. Like, if you're a bit lower CP, kind of borderline, you know, 400, 500k region, it's going to be a bit more threatening. But if you're, kind of around that and above it, yeah, it really isn't too much to worry about. So yeah, just progress through the tiers like the best you can. And what you're going to get from this dungeon is you're going to get episode experience, and we'll talk about this and why it's very important in a second. Also, you have a chance to get Toko. You have a chance to get the Toko biscuit, which can be used 6 of them to what does it get? 1 Toko there, and also like puzzle pieces for the lamp puzzle that you can buy in the shop. So again, getting that puzzle is like the big thing, is like the permanent increase to your combat power there. But this episode experience is very relevant for the short period of time. And this is something that kind of comes and goes on the Korean version, is every episode has like a relic. So when it comes to this relic and upgrading it, it lasts for the duration of the event. And again, you get the experience to upgrade it via killing the genie, and you get like a pretty substantial stat boost throughout the duration of the event. So you can get like 500 attack there from this one, also like 1,000 crit, 5,000 additional health, and then you have perks kind of on the middle that either make the genie easier or make it easier to farm the currency. So I've actually gone for this one on the right hand side. It actually might be a bit excessive and unnecessary, but it increases the spawn rate when defeating monsters of chaos fields of like members of the Dust Syndicate. So it basically allows more tokens to drop on a daily basis, but it also does seem very unnecessary because, you know, it's barely past lunchtime and the patch has only been live a few hours, and I'm like pretty much capped out on the farming tokens. So yeah, I'd probably go for like the increased damage and also the what is it, movement speed when you get morphed in the Sealed Genie's Island there. Those probably seem maybe a little bit more useful. But again, if you are having problems with the currency dropping, you can use these to increase the drop rate of the, what is it, Dust Syndicate members in either the normal fields or the Chaos fields there. And then finally, on the bottom row, the one that seems really good is like the 5% solid attack bonus. So again, this is going to scale off and amplify your 500 attack even more. So yeah, that one seems really, really nice. And then you've also got obtain 2 extra medals when defeating Dust Syndicate monsters. Again, maybe seems a bit unnecessary because it is capped on a daily basis. You've got health potion cooldown minus 30% on Sealed Genie's Island, and also roll cooldown minus 2 seconds. So yeah, I think when it comes to the bottom row, I'm probably going for the attack one first, and then maybe the roll. Again, these two probably a little bit unnecessary, but we'll see like how the hard mode does turn out. And then also on top of that, there is the Genie Pass as well. So this one is all right for the money that you got to spend to get the premium one, because it's like $17.99. But again, there is a free pass that does have like a free random 4-star familiar. I wouldn't say anything about the paid passes necessarily like, you know, absolutely essential. It's just like a nice bundle of additional stuff, summon tickets, bit of Territe there, you know, another guaranteed 4-star version of Toko. But it does seem like if you do get lucky in this event, again, getting him fully maxed out may be possible, but again, it's certainly not guaranteed. However, there is an additional free copy early on in the episode pass around, what is it, number 15. And also, one of the bundles actually does give a huge chunk of, like, this pass XP, so I'm not too sure 100% if you need to buy it in order to complete, but generally so far every pass is completable without buying anything. So I don't think that's going to be the case, but I may be wrong on that. I may be incorrect, because again, there's a lot of stuff we can't see and can't work out necessarily. But yeah, there's a lot of additional stuff on this you know, pass, and lots of stuff going on. You know, interrogate members, find the disguised items. There is also one thing which I'm actually not too sure about, which is participate in Ancient Genie's attack event one time. So this isn't the dungeon. This is something I think that triggers either throughout the day or like randomly. I honestly have no idea how this event actually spawns, but I assume there'll be like a server notification or a banner. So yeah, if you see Ancient Genie's attack, then go to it very quickly. Again, the cool thing about this event is there's like a lot of open world integration, and it really feels like, you know, it's a bit of an invasion going on. So I'm really enjoying this event, at least so far. And again, there's like additional XP and stuff for upgrading the lamp, and that is, you know, getting additional levels of just clearing the Genie dungeon. So yeah, for the most part, a lot of this event just evolves around, you know, getting the currency, buying the tickets, going into the Genie dungeon, and then getting the rewards that way. So yeah, fairly like simple and straightforward once you understand the loot, but obviously like initially looking at everything, a tad overwhelming to get a handle on to begin with. But hopefully this explanation and video was helpful. But it does look like in 2 weeks' time, we are going to get 2 additional modes. So we've got the time attack mode for the Dark Genie, which is the solo mode, which I'm not too sure if it's going to have like, a certain leaderboard to kind of get the whale sweaty and competitive, who can kill the super hard solo Genie the fastest, or if it's going to have like milestone rewards. But I'm very interested to see what they're going to do for the time attack one. And then there's also going to be a hard mode of the Dust Genie 5-player dungeon, because for whales and more, you know, sweaty grinders at the moment, the normal one is like very easy. Yeah, like we soloed even tier 5, man, and it was barely a challenge earlier today. So I'm interested to see like what kind of challenge the hard mode does present and what kind of rewards are going to be available there. But again, there might be like additional quests and stuff to help get the grade up overall. But yeah, it's a pretty nice event. And also on top of that, I just want to take a very brief second just to talk about some of the new deals and offers and what I personally wailed out on a little bit today. So there's the premium pass pack. So this is the one that unlocks the second row of the premium pass. So this one for $17.99 is okay. Like, again, nothing is super essential. You get like 300 diamonds, which is about like $5 to $8 worth of diamonds bundled in, 5 entry tickets, and all the stuff on the bottom row. So value-wise, ain't too bad there. I also brought the Magic Carpet bundle. I love the Magic Carpet, man. Just a total sucker for that. It's got like a fat stack of additional resources to upgrade alongside that. And then there's also like this familiar summons thing, which also gives like a random basket to your entire kingdom. You know, that one's okay. And then also this one. So alongside, I believe, the new banner which this character's on, there is also just an offer to outright just buy this character. And this character is somewhat potentially interesting. If you're a Mega Whale, you're going for these hard modes or time challenges. And again, I don't know how hard they're going to be or how competitive they're going to be yet, but this ability essentially deals 1,000% more damage to the Genie on Seal Genie's island. So just massive damage potential there. And again, one of the important reasons, if you're not already familiar with Toko, the familiar you get via this event, and this is something I probably should have mentioned a little bit earlier actually. This is a familiar you want to make sure you have equipped whenever you do the Genie, because it increases your damage by 50%. So you hit the Genie like an absolute truck. So if you did all of the pre-event stuff, you should have Toko anyway. But regardless, you know, as you can see, he's like fairly quick and easy to get in this event. So yeah, if you want to be dealing a lot more damage to this Genie, and especially if you are going to be pushing for the hard modes or the time attack, you'll want to make sure that you have Toko sorted out. Because, yeah, he just provides, like, a massive bonus for this boss. But, yeah, overall, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for a brief overview, an introduction to the legendary Ancient Genie episode. Hopefully you did enjoy it, and if you've got any additional tips, tricks, or comments, please do let me know below. Aside from that, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.
You are not subscribed to the whale sin of spending? Who decided that? Subscribe now, or enjoy the bitter taste of regret.